Okay. Hopefully this is recording, and hopefully the mic is consistent. Hello, welcome back. Get out of your notification. Hello, welcome back. We're doing a top 10 best units in Dokkan list. Um, we might as well just start. Okay, so this was my previous list. This has changed significantly, so let's just move all these guys back down, um, and then find them later. Because it's easier. What the heck was that? Um, it's easier to pick these different units than. God dang it. Okay, it's easier to find these different units because of how much I changed my list because of Gogeta and Janemba in particular for the meta change. And so we've got all these different tabs open. Okay, coming in at number 10, we have Blue Evolution Vegeta. Easy A. Now, Vegeta is obviously, incredible, but he can take damage in these harder fights. Let's be real. He can take a significant amount of damage, even turn one, slot one, in a lot of these harder fights. If you don't have this up, he desperately needs to have his guard up to go slot one, and you only have it for what? One turn there, and then if he revives, one turn here. That, I mean, we do have some slot one units, but that isn't great. I do like the fact that he, in order to actually build up, each attack performed. That's it. Um, his super attack effects are pretty good. 50% in defense, 50% attack and defense, and give crit chance to allies for one turn and 2 turns here. It's just the reason he's down at number 10 is because there's other characters that have released since this guy is EZA'd that are just outright better. It's power creep. Um, but you put him slot 1, even with his guard, 50% damage reduction. You put him slot 1 against Gogeta. Gogeta's one-shotting you from full health. That's not even a joke. He literally kills you in one hit, which is a bit of a problem considering where is it? He needs to take 5 hits. He needs to take 5 hits. Plus, he's int as well. So that means you get an extra free 5 dodge, which I'm not opposed to. But there's a big problem with that free 5 dodge. You can dodge one hit. Just literally one hit. And then you might not see it for the rest of the fight. You might not see the revive at all the rest of the fight. Like, his active is good, 50% HP or more, 4th turn. That is brilliant. Absolutely amazing. My computer sounds like a fan right now. But yeah, Vegeta, he is going in at number 10. If I can find where I put him. I know one of you guys are, okay, there we go. I was about to say, I know one of you guys are probably like, he's right there. Yeah, he's good. It's just he needs to take 5 hits, and the hardest fights, it's hard to get hit 5 times. You need to get lucky with the 5 hits, in that you need to make sure Gogeta doesn't super you immediately, Janemba doesn't super you immediately, and you don't kill Gohan and Frieza quickly. Bulma, you will probably see the revive up. Probably. But yeah, that's Vegeta. Um, this is probably the biggest difference on this entire list. Cellmax. Cellmax, like many other characters, turn 1 struggles against the new fights. He does. Like, it's pretty scary turn 1. He's great, you know. His damage is great, the active is great. He'll never take damage if you pop that active, but the problem is turn 1, he struggles. You want to know why? He gets attack per attack performed and defense with each attack received. That's why he struggles. Also, his super attack effects, yeah, it's nice. 50% attack, 50% attack, greatly lower attack and defense. I would like 30% defense. 30%, that's all. And then all of a sudden, he's back up in, like, I don't know, top 6, top 5. But yeah, Cellmax, he struggles heavily due to the fact, first of all, Super Bosses is dead right now. Like, is this guy the only unit in my top 10 list that's on Super Bosses? Like, Artificial Life Forms is kinda dead. You know, Boo is good, but he's not damaging anything. It's just, it's scary with this guy turn 1. Now, don't get me wrong, once you build him up, he's fine. But turn 1, he is a fish. But he does great damage. He's probably like the second or third most damaging unit in the game. Gohan is clearly one. We'll get to him soon. The STR Carnival Gohan that just released recently. He's probably the most damaging unit in the game. This guy, I think, when I was talking to Reese, 67, good guy by the way. He said that, like, first form Frieza, which I did pull recently, kind of like almost gaps Cellmax, I believe he said. Either that or Frieza just outright does more damage. But yeah, Cellmax, like Vegeta, turn 1, it's scary, but you get those 5 hits and, you know, you're looking good. All right. Coming in at number, well, I mean, yeah, we should do that. Coming in at number 9, or number 8, sorry. I have AGLUI Goku. I could have put him higher. You know what? I will. Let's just finish this list and then I'll put him higher. Okay, Goku. This guy just, like, never dies. He is unkillable turn 1. Unhittable turn 1 unless they cancel dodge. That's it. If they cancel dodge, he can be hit. He can be killed. If they don't, oh well. This guy, I find his revive condition, right here. I find that 77% HP or less to be significantly more consistent than Vegeta's 5 hits. It is so easy to get his revive, and then once you do, this is like one of the dumbest things I've seen ever. Guaranteed dodge the very next turn. Now, Goku does have a weakness, unlike Vegeta, in a certain department, which is, it's this. Well, actually, he's got 2 weaknesses. 3, technically. He doesn't have a guaranteed additional that has a chance to be a super. And also, I understand why they did this. They want to make it easier to get his revive, but he's still probably not getting touched. And this is just a hindrance on the character itself more than it helps. Because often you will probably be below 77% health. It will happen. but like he'll just do less in total with a similar defensive showcase. He'll do less offense with a similar defensive showcase. Now, the third weakness is right here, right down here. Greatly raise attack for one turn. Massively raise attack for one turn. I get why they did this. Make it like opposite of Vegeta a little bit, but could we get 50% defense here? Could Vegeta get 30% attack here, and then Goku gets 50% attack and defense here, and then Goku gets 30% here? Like, I get why they did it. They are supposed to be like so similar, but also the opposite. Vegeta's supposed to tank, Goku's supposed to dodge. The problem is when you have a character who is just objectively dodge or die. But the thing with this guy is turn one against the hardest fights. I don't think you're dying. So yeah, that's why he's there. Let's look at you. Okay. Hear me out. Broly is, for the first 5 turns, Broly is near unkillable in slot 1. He is. It's just, he also won't do any damage at all, practically, in those first, like, couple turns. Because, obviously, you're probably going to want to use this guy in a defensive manner. 90% reduction, where is it? 9% reduction in his first stack or turn. That is so strong and will age so beautifully, it isn't even funny. But the problem is, unable to attack. That's all. Like I like his defensive prowess, but he's unable to attack. And then once you are able to attack, also his active condition is perfect. It is the best active condition in the game, tied with Angel Golden Freezes, where you can use it whenever you want. This guy, I don't know why it's not doing that. There we go. Okay. 50% reduction for 3 turns from character sensory trend. And then an additional 26% damage reduction. And then, where is it? %200% defense before attacking and guard in slot 1. So in slot 1, he will have an extra 200% defense and then 76% damage reduction with guard in slot 1. That is insane. That is broken. But the problem is his damage isn't really that great, because 260% there, 150% on super, and there's no other like attack in here. But here's the thing. You get to that 5th turn, this is a game changer. He starts to do damage that very few units can keep up with. His super attack effect on his 12 key is great. I would have liked a little defense down here on this, but greatly stacked attack with Mega Colossal to all enemies. Normally that'd be Colossal. But Broly, just for the first 5 turns, he's not really doing too much damage. I mean, even with the active on his initial turn, he's not doing too much. It's the turns after he's doing like absurd damage. But also at the same time, after turn 5, this just drops to this 26% here. That's not going to cut it if he gets supered. Want to know what happens if he gets supered? It would be like if you put this guy in slot 1. That's what happens against the big bosses. If this guy, after his turn, before he attacks, gets supered. Now, I'm not saying he's bad. He's insane still. Also, let's get rid of you. Um, it's just the lack of a damage output for 5 turns, and then after the 5 turns, he loses a majority of his tanking ability. I'm not a fan of. But yeah, he is definitely like, where is he? Um, he's definitely going in at number 7. Might drop him down. I might do like something like this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's done. Now, Broly. This Int Broly. This is a controversial unit. I do get why. Also, I will lower you. I do understand why. He doesn't really do the same amount of damage or have the same DPS potential as the Tech Broly, but I just prefer outright 60% reduction there, like support for 4 turns here. Where's the guard? He's got type effectiveness here. He gets guard. Where is it? Right here. With his active domain. He So you can use his active, and then you can get away with just going active slot 2. Put him slot 1, he's fine. He's guarding with 60% damage reduction. And then, once you get to his 5th turn, yes, it's his 5th turn, so it's a little disappointing. 60, he guaranteed revives. He guaranteed has his revive up all the time. Until you pop it, obviously. But still, and then it can be anyone who dies. And then he revives with 60% health. Then an additional 60% defense when receiving an attack after this character's revive is activated, or another character's revive is. That's... Ow. I smacked my knee. That is strong. If you put him slot 1 with guard, with 60% damage reduction, get the... I'm pretty sure this is multiplicative, by the way, so 1.6 times the defense. And then you change physical key spheres and uncontrollable power category allies get 60% attack and defense at the start of his next attacking turn. Like, he's... It's ridiculous. You revive... He's giving 60% attack and defensive support. He can also fulfill a slot 2 role as well. But let's just go and talk about super attack effects as well. Like, oh, yeah, this is his active. It can be activated when there's a Goku family category enemy, or when all allies attacking the same turn are uncontrollable power category allies. Sorry for the stroke there. I'm trying to get this out quickly. You can use this turn 1. Just immediately, just running his team. Because he leads it, doesn't he? Yes, right there. He leads it. So you can just use this turn 1. And then be fine for a few turns, and then, heck, you can immediately go straight into the AGL Broly, the DBS Broly domain. His domain effect, it gives uncontrollable power category allies an extra... This is multiplicative, 15% attack and defense BPN effect. And then superclass allies and enemies take 15% extra damage, and then an extra 10% if they're in movie heroes. Chances are you're probably just running full extreme class. I don't know why you wouldn't be. But yeah, now let's talk about his super attack effects. First of all, let's start with what I think is the worst super attack effect, and it's still insane. 100% attack and defense for 1 turn, and a 50% chance to get another 100% attack and Mega Colossal damage with a 70% chance to stun the enemy. This guy's good in even like Super Battle Road or Battlefield. This guy's crazy. And then let's go here. Massively 100% attack and defensive raise on 12 key. 50% chance to raise defense by 30% more for that turn, with a 50% chance to stun the enemy. This Broly is so criminally underrated. Also, he released on my birthday as well. He is so criminally underrated that I can't believe people have him. Some people have him out of their top 10. That's just outright wrong. Truth has kind of like come back around and come to and has gone away from the dark side and has realized this Broly's value because you don't really lose with him. But yeah, I like him more than Zach Broly and pretty handily. So coming at number 7, we have Int Broly. This is about to be the biggest surprise probably for a lot of people. Number 5, we have Goku, Gohan, and Trunks. Or number 6. Is it 6? Yeah, we have number 6. Number 6, Goku, Gohan, and Trunks. I had them at 1 at the start of the worldwide celebration. I had them at 2 after another character's release. I had them at 3 after another character's release. And then they released those 2 fights for the Gogeta and Janemba equips. And they get pounded into smithereens. They are a fish, and they want to be ran in slot 1. They are a fish in slot 1. They cannot live a Gogeta or Janemba Super in slot 1. Maybe if they have, one of their stacks up on their 18 key, but they are a literal fish. But the thing that makes me put them so high is it's a couple factors. Obviously, we've got a little bit of orb changing here. They get extra ki. They give all allies 3 ki 50% attack. They get 30% damage reduction temporarily when receiving a super attack. That's solid. I would have preferred if that was higher, especially after this jump in power creep, because I think this character is going to have an AGL Vegito Blue aging process. They get this is the thing that makes them like kind of dumb in slot 1 if you can get them 24 key. 30% defense when receiving an attack for every 3 key. And then 150% attack when key is 12 or more. Launch 2 additionals that have a 50% chance to be a super when key is 18 or more. Effective against all types at 24 key. This is the dumbest part of the character. This saved characters like Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Orange Piccolo, Future Gohan, Bulma. This saved so many characters. If there is another Movie Heroes or All-Out Struggle category ally attacking in the same turn, gets an additional 15% damage reduction, and for 2 turns, all allies get 77% defense. This stacks 154% defense, constantly rotating for 2 turns. It is dumb. Now, their super attack effects I'm not a fan of. Well, I'm a fan of the 18 key, not the 12 key. The 12 key just raises attack by 30% for 1 turn and lowers enemies' attack and defense. I'm not a fan of that. But 50% attack and defense for 3 turns, and then raise allies' attack and defense by 30% for 1 turn. Pretty sure that's multiplicative. Like, you take whatever that character's defense is going to be after they super, you multiply it by 1.3. That's what that effect is. Now, the reason I still have this character in the top, 6-ish, is because you pop the standby, which It's pretty easy. Since it's start of battle, you can use this when it's actually the 5th turn, or when HP is 77% or less. You go in here, unable to attack, obviously, that's kind of annoying. But here is the dumb part. Baseline just guard, obviously, nice. 30% defense when receiving an attack for every 3 key, and if key is 24 when receiving an attack, 59% damage reduction. This character, I do not think that they can die if you are in their standby. I don't think you can die if they are in their standby in slot 1. Not even if there was an 8 million super. They would survive, and pretty nicely survive. But yeah, this is also a crazy thing. 20% defense per key sphere obtained. If you can get a full field of key with like the Vegeta and Piccolo banner unit, and you go in Vegeta and then you pop this, you can have a full field of key. And then what 7 times 23 for 2 turns for support? 7 times 20, that's 100. That's 140. Then like then 3 times 7, that's 21. So what is that? 161%? Calculator. 23 times 7. 161%, is it? Yeah, it's 161%. This character will not die at all in slot 1. So you would be able to have up to this much percent for defense for 2 turns. That's insane. But yeah, once you are out of this and you eventually do use it, or don't use it if you want to use it in a defensive manner, you do go back to this, and they are a fish again, because you won't have this up. But yeah, this character's good. It's just they are in like a really bad meta for them. But yeah, they're still good. Hence why I still have them down at number 6. AGL UI Goku, I had to move up. He never dies. You'll also notice something with another character ahead of him. Janemba is one of the most underrated units right now because nobody is talking about him. Get the stupid politics stuff out of my face. He doesn't die. He really doesn't ever die. I like that instead of guard slot 1 and 2, he just gets it. I like the fact that he just outright gets 22% damage reduction. I like the fact that he has a additional built in that can be a super. I like that he builds up so quickly as well. He gets a lot of key. Like 6, But this guy, you'll want to run him in slot 2 initially, because you'll have 44% damage reduction in slot 2 and guard. Plus, if you're in slot 2, he'll be able to launch an additional attack that has a great chance to be a super. And also, if there's a Ki Blast super, he has a 70% chance to nullify it. That used to be 50%. I didn't even know they upped this, actually. Now this makes me even more comfortable putting him in at number 4. He also gets a high chance to dodge if the super's aimed at him. He doesn't need to take it. He doesn't need to take the super. He just outright gets a 50% chance to dodge. Which, if this fails, which it probably won't, you'll still have a coin flip in your back pocket. He is so good. And then 30% attack and defense for 1 turn. Beautiful. greatly lower defense, that can be somewhat helpful in some fights. You know, like, I don't know, Trunks maybe. Like, granted, it has kind of gone out of meta relevancy, but it can still be solid. 50% attack and defense here. That is incredible. Massively lower enemy defense as well. Pretty good. You know, I would consider that pretty good, even though it kind of, yes, has fallen out of meta relevancy. His active, it's not the worst ever. It's not good. It's not bad. 60%, 66% HP or more, starting from the 6th turn from start of battle. This guy's on uncontrollable power, right? Yeah, he is. Yeah, you're not taking damage. You're gonna get this active consistently. This guy can take care of, like, AoEs, heals, and maybe a super. Though it's kind of inconsistent, but it can happen. This guy, this is only a one-time thing for that turn. You can only have it for one turn anyway. Change all key spheres to physical key spheres. You get 2 key per key sphere obtained, and 16% attack per key sphere attained. This guy will shoot out like 16 to 20 million attack stats because of this and this. He will always do damage to Goku and Frieza on that first attack, and significant damage at that. Because, on his 12 key, he has guaranteed crits. On his 18 key, he gets 100% attack, by the way, and also guaranteed crits. He gets 50% attack there. Janemba's just overall dumb in the best way possible. He genuinely feels like he should be, like, it feels like he's underrepresented and not talked about enough. He is so good because you have all this utility. Also, after you obviously do use this, unlike the Super Saiyans, you can just put this guy in slot 1 again. He'll have like a million defense, 44% damage reduction with guard with a 50% chance to dodge supers. I think that's pretty good. So yeah, Janemba, yeah. He's definitely going to be number 4. I'm just skimming through to see if there's any, like, any rage mode Janemba that I can find that I'm looking for, just to make it the image. No, okay, that's fine. We still know what it is. Because if you notice, like, transformed, standby, like, I'm trying to do a theme here. Yeah, Janemba, he is dumb and very good. Obviously, we can get rid of that now. Coming out number 3, we have LRB Gohan. I don't need to say much. 40% damage reduction here for 5 turns. He has guard. He gets 80% defense when receiving an attack, and if he is 24, he gets another 20% damage reduction. He gets 20% crit chance and reduces damage received by 20%, and all allies get 2 key starting from the character's next attacking turn after he either attacks 5 times or gets hit 8 times. Now, his active, he just needs to get hit once and then gets 24 key, so 20% damage reduction, and then gets 158% defense and has a taunt, and also gets guaranteed crits. I didn't know that. He can take significant damage against, like, Bulma or Goku and Frieza. Gogeta can definitely tear him in two, as well as Janemba, but if this guy triple supers, he's living pretty handily. But the reason I have him at number 3 is because his active, he can just outright die against the biggest supers. Whereas the top two, they technically can't if you have a certain situation. This guy just outright, even if you have that certain situation, he would just probably outright die because it's too deep in the fight. Now, his super attack effects are pretty good. 50% attack for one turn and defense for one turn. And then stacks attack here greatly and raises defense by 30% for 4 turns. Yeah, that's pretty goddamn good. And then the unit super, if you have Orange Piccolo, greatly stack attack, raise defense for 4 turns by 30%, gives all allies 20% crit chance for the turn, disables, has an attack break. Yeah, Beast Gohan, he hasn't fallen off per se. It's just better units have come out. That is all that has happened. Yeah, number 3, uh, he's still so stupid, by the way. I need to just mention that. Beast is still so dumb. Where is Beast? I should have put it in a more methodical order for putting the characters down there. Beast coming in at number 3. Now, here's something, alright? Number 2, we have SDR Carnival Gohan. The Super Saiyan Broly movie one. He, like every other character on the list, and I keep saying it, is very good. But here's a nice thing about him. He attacks to build up. And also, where is it? Well, this is also nice. 77% attack with every super attack performed in that turn. That's amazing. So if you get a quad super, his 12 key is shooting out a higher attack stat than his 18 key, and it's not even close. He has just a baseline built-in additional that has a great chance to be a super when key is 18 or more. When key is 24, he gets 58% attack and launch an additional super guaranteed, and if HP is 77% or more, he becomes effective against all types. When there is another Kamehameha or Earthbred Fighter category ally attacking the same turn, he gets an extra 2 key and guard. Just baseline. And if HP is 77% or less when receiving an attack, he just outright gets a high chance to dodge for the rest of the turn. He keeps the guard, so he has guard and a 50% chance to dodge for that turn. Let's not forget, the way this works, for every attack performed, where is it? 2 key, with each attack performed, 2 key. That's like the 8th anniversary LR's super attacks, where they just permanently build it up. So this guy's building up infinite 2 key. So by the end of the fight, you're living at 24 key and actually overflowing with key quite often. Now, don't get me wrong, turn 1, he can definitely struggle for key, you know? Like, I mean, 5 key here, yeah, I mean, that's obviously good, but that's just all you're getting, because this is just build up. But after that first turn, you're fine. And also, 50% attack for one turn, and then 30% defense with a high chance to stun. If you want to see a good showcase of how strong that is, go and watch my video on him versus Cell Max. It's pretty silly. Now, his 18 key. I love this. I adore this 18 key. 50% attack, 30% defense for one turn. Raises Superclass Allies defense by 50% for one turn. That's a 1.5 times multiplier. So if a character, let's say like, I don't know, a Goten and Trunks, I'm pulling up a calculator again. Let's say a Goten and Trunks you'll frequently see like 550 times 1.5 times 2.5 times 1.5. They can easily reach over 3 million defense. But yeah, this guy cannot go slot 1 in base. He can't. He physically can't unless you are specifically below the HP or you have no other unit in that turn that has this high defense. But this does activate mid-turn. His standby, he stands by for 5 turns, and gets 7 Dragon Balls. You really want to get those Dragon Balls because that increases the damage significantly. This guy can one-shot STR Bulma, who has, mind you, 180 million health. The damage cap is 99 million for what you can see, but it shoots over that. Now, can be activated when HP is 77% or less. That's great. Or starting from his 3rd turn. The latest you will get this is turn 5, which is the earliest you will get Tech UI Goku's active. And then once you do, where is it? Here we go. Also, he's Kamehameha 200% flat. That's pretty good. Most of these characters have great leader skills. You can get away with Vegetas. You can get away with Cell Maxes. You can get away with Broly's. Actually, Broly's is pretty good. Int Broly's is insane. Super Saiyan's 1's is good. HLUI Goku's is iffy. I'm not a fan of Janemba's. Beast has a great one. We already know Kamehameha 200% is incredible. But, yeah, unable to attack. Oh, womp womp. Boo-hoo cry. Who cares? When you have 77% attack per superclass ally attacking in the same turn, and if all allies are superclass, he gets 77% defense. He has guard guaranteed. He gets 50% attack when, well, defense. 50% defense when receiving an attack per key sphere obtained. So, this guy can have, like, hurricane defense, I guess, technically, start a turn. That's bad, even with 77% reduction in guard. But you get 7 key spheres. He's got 350% defense start of turn with 77% damage reduction and guard. Beautiful. Beautiful design. And then, I mean, it's pretty easy to get the Dragon Balls, especially if you use number 1. You really want to get all Dragon Balls so that you can get this effective against all types. That's what one-shots bosses from full health. Goku and Frieza cannot live this guy. 750% damage multiplier as well. It's broken. It's strong. I love it. This might be my favorite unit in the game. I don't know. It's kind of close between like Tech Gogeta, who we have at number 1. Figured I'd probably just pull it up. You guys probably already knew he was coming. Tech Gogeta. Tech Gogeta. Where to start? Also, yeah, Gohan, he's number 2. For sure. Easily. Like, undeniably, he is number 2. Now, Tech Gogeta. This leader skill is not great. I'm not a fan of this leader skill at all. I like the 180%, but I'm not a fan of the leader skill. But, turn 1, 40% damage reduction there, gets an extra 20% there. 60% damage reduction turn 1, I like that. 50% attack and defense on super, that's great. Rainbow Orb changing, that's amazing. 2 Keeper Rainbow Key Sphere obtained, it's solid. Guaranteed additional attack that has a great chance to be a super. 50% attack and a guaranteed additional super with a Rainbow Key Sphere. And if HP is 70% or less, which, hey, guess what his active condition is? 70% or more. You will have 60% damage reduction in case you can't get the active. And an extra 50% to attack and defense. This guy I've had live supers from Cell Max turn 1 and Blue Kaioken Goku and Blue Evolution Vegeta turn 1. Now, they probably wouldn't live a Janemba super unless they were slot 1, because Janemba, well, you know, he needs to get hit 5 times and then hit by an SDR unit once to get max damage. This unit, I'm confident, would live a super if they were in slot 1. But yeah, 70% HP or more starting from 4th turn. That's actually pretty easy nowadays. Because units have such high defense, just collecting same type orbs will give you the HP back that you were missing that you needed. And then on 12 key, just stacks attack. That's actually crazy for what we're about to go into. And then greatly raised defense for 1 turn. That is amazing. Greatly stack attack. That's great. Greatly raised defense for 1 turn. That's great. This unit can quad super. This unit can quad super. This unit can get 200% total defense. That's triple the defense. Plus, from this, 1.5 times the amount. This unit, defensively, even in base, I think they are actually underrated. They are so good, it is ridiculous. Now, let's talk about the god of the game. Also, yeah, I mean, it was pretty obvious it was going to be number 1. You think this unit's going to be in contention? No. Now, Tech Gogeta. Oh, my beloved, just like my YouTube short. He has a mid-fight heal, which, yes, you need to be above a certain amount of health, so you're probably going to be close to it anyway. But still, it's a mid-fight heal. 77% attack and defense when performing a super. He's got guaranteed crits. He's got 40% damage reduction just baseline. He gives himself 5 key baseline. He still rainbow orb changes. He gets 3 key per rainbow key sphere now. That's really good. 77% attack, guaranteed additional super, and guard with a rainbow key sphere. Now, here's the thing that is just outright god dang ridiculous. 40% damage reduction in Scouter for 5 turns from the character's entry turn. You will have 5 straight turns to know where the enemy is supering. And yes, you can see, oh, the enemy's supering there. I'm just outright dead. Yes, there will be situations like that if this guy's not on the turn. But here's the freaking stupid part. If it's an unarmed super and he hits them with an 18 key, nullifies it, guaranteed. If he's just slot 1, I mean, he's already got 80% damage reduction with guard as well, with guaranteed crits, and capable of doing a triple super because he's getting a guaranteed additional super with a rainbow key sphere obtained. Like, even if he eats it, he's taking around double digits, but even then, he's just got a 50% chance to outright dodge it. That's absurd. They didn't need to do that. He would have already been number 1. This just solidified it. He's him. That is all I can say. He's just him. His super attack effects, they're pretty goddamn good. 50% attack and defense for 1 turn. Really good. 50% for 3 turns. Greatly lower enemy attack and defense. That is strong. Like, stronger than it should be. Because, remember that attack stacking that I was saying was pretty good? This is multiplying into it. But yeah, Gogeta? Yeah, he's clearly number 1. So, is there a way I can zoom out? I guess not. If I had to do, like, a tier list or something, I would probably do Z plus Z, then let's say A. I would do something like this. I would do something like that. Um, I could see Beast being up another spot, but I mean, again, he can just outright die immediately, like every other character except for my goat. But yeah, that's my list. That's my top 10 list. So at number 10 we've got Blue Evolution Vegeta. Number 9 we have LR Cellmax. Number 8 we have LR Tech Broly. Number 7 we have LR Int Broly. Number 6 we have the Super Saiyan Trio, the physical one. Number 5 we have AGLUI Goku. Number 4 we have Janemba. Number 3 we have Beast Gohan. Number 2 we have Broly Movie Gohan. And number 1 we have LR Tech Gogeta. Let me know what you guys think. This was a 51-minute recording. I've been yapping. And goodbye. Like and subscribe as well.